Hi, this is Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. For those who have watched some of my other videos, welcome back. I want to share a project, or one of several projects that I've finally completed for this Christmas season. I made some ornaments in memory of my beautiful fur babies that have crossed over to the Rainbow Bridge, or crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. I made these ornaments using the papier-mâché ornaments that you can get at Michael's. And I thought they turned out great. I love them. I'm going to cherish them. They remind me so much of all the happy times I had with my little babies. And so I thought I would share how I made this and also tell you a little bit about my little babies. This is Darwin. Darwin's little Boston Terrier. We got him when he was about 9 weeks old. And we had him until about 2 years ago when he passed. This was our first dog together, our first pet together, my husband and I. And losing him, I gotta tell you guys, it broke my heart. I'm still not over it. I think about him every day. I have pictures of him. You can't see, but I have pictures of him all over my craft room, on my phone, all over the house. I miss this boy dearly. And he just left so suddenly and unexpectedly that I really didn't have time to say goodbye. But he was truly cherished, and I love and miss him. So I had to make an ornament of my baby boy and make sure that he made it to the tree. This was a papier-mâché heart that I got from Michael's. I actually got it last year. And what I did was I used the Pet Stack card, Pet Stack paper pack. And I bought this some time ago at Joann's, probably at least 2 years ago, maybe a little longer, I'm not sure. But it's great. It's basically, it's great for cats and dogs. It's by DCWV, and you get quite a bit, and the patterns are just absolutely adorable. And they're super cute. So if you have little dogs and you have friends who have animals or who are into rescue and you want to make things for them, I highly recommend this pack. It's an awesome pack. It is the Pets Stack, and I got it as a hot buy at Joann's. So what I did was, using some of the papers from this stack and just some other random, more Christmassy color papers from other packs, I made several ornaments. Okay, so this ornament actually used just some Christmassy type colored paper. What I did was I laid the papier-mâché heart over the on top of the cardstock, traced it, cut it out, glued it on. Then I used a old nail file to kind of file down the edges so that it was a perfect fit. Then I got some ribbon and used a hot glue gun to put the ribbon along the sides here to give it a more finished look. I got a picture of Darwin, which I printed on photo paper, trimmed it out so that it fit on the ornament. I used some bling that I got from the Dollar Tree, and this is a button. This button is actually from a costume, one of Darwin's little costumes when he was younger, probably 3 or 4. He had the cutest little vampire cape, and it had this gaudy little button on it. And I gotta tell you, he hated that thing. He hated that cape, and it didn't stay on him very long. He ripped it off almost immediately. But I kept the button, and I'm glad I did, because now I was able to put it on here, and I'll remember that. I'll cherish that memory. And then these wings are the Prima wings that I just stamped and fussy cut. And then I put a little button, a little paw print button. So that's how I did this ornament of my boy. He got his wings. I wish he didn't get his wings. I wish he was still here with me. Here's another. Okay, this photo, this is hysterical. This was, my daughter was 2 years old. We took her to have her photo taken with Santa. And this particular Santa was not only taking pictures with kids, but also taking pictures with pets. Ella was having nothing to do with this Santa. She did not want to have her photo taken with the Santa. So I ended up with just a photo of my Darwin and Santa, and it's absolutely adorable. I love it. So again, I used, in this case, I used the just some gingham type paper, and same process. I traced the papier-mâché ornament onto the paper, cut it out, glued it on, used a nail file to trim, used some ribbon to give the outside a more finished look, cut the picture out of my Darwin, and used some dollar store bling to trim the photo. I gave him his little wings and another little button of a little paw print. So that's Darwin ornament number 2. Here's Darwin ornament number 3. And these, the first 2 were when he was a little younger. Here you can see he's getting a little older. He's getting a little gray and white in the face. And this is the pet stack cardstock that I used. Again, laid the ornament on top of the paper, trimmed, traced, then trimmed, glued it on, used a nail file to give it a perfect fit, used some ribbon, hot glued it onto the outside, okay, cut out Darwin's photo, and used some dollar store bling to trim his photo. Okay, and in this case I added a little button, a little dog bone button on the top here. And the back, I gave my baby his wings, another little dog bone on top, and his little paw print. So that's Darwin number 3. And here's Darwin number 4. Look at the mug on this boy. I love it. This little guy, you know, he was a big dog trapped in a little dog's body. He was a 18-pound Boston Terrier, but man, he had the attitude and the confidence of the biggest dog you will ever meet in your life. He was just so flippin' cute and so full of energy, so much energy. We actually had him in agility. We had to put him in for agility training, and he did amazing. He got a lot of ribbons and a lot of awards, and I'm working on taking those ribbons and those awards and somehow making some type of memory quilt. I'm not sure yet, something I'm thinking about. But again, here I used the pet stack, okay? And same process, guys. I put the ornament on top of the cardstock paper, traced it, okay, cut it out, glued it on, and I used, I don't remember what kind of glue I used. I have so many different types of glue. I might have used my Tombow Multi, did I? Might have. Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. I think is what I used. Once it was glued on, I used the paper file, good grief, not paper file, the nail file to trim and give the paper a perfect fit. Used, in this case, brown ribbon, okay, to finish the edges. Cut out the photo of my Darwin and use, go ahead and, again, dollar store bling to trace out that mug. Look at that mug. He is a doll. That's my boy. And then another doggy bone on top, one on the back. I give him his prima wings, his little button, and that is Darwin ornament number 4. Okay, and then finally, this beautiful little girl is my Willow. I had 2 cats that we also adopted at about the same time. Actually, no, we got them before. We adopted them before we adopted Darwin. Now that I think about it. Oh, not too soon before. They were adopted within months of each other. And I adopted 2 black cats, Shadow and Willow, sisters from the same litter. Willow passed away about 3 years ago after battling genetic illness. As it turns out, her sister inherited that same illness, and she fought that same battle, and we lost her last year. And I still have to make her ornament. I haven't found the right picture for her sister Shadow. But this is Willow. This is my girl. Beautiful. She was a very loving, sweet, mischievous cat. And we had her for when she passed. She was, wow, she was probably 9 or 10 when she passed, somewhere between there. It was kind of hard to gauge her age when we rescued her. And her sister lived for another 2 or 3 years after Willow passed. But it was a devastating illness, and unfortunately they both inherited it. But, you know, we did good. She was fine until the very end, where we finally just had to let her go. And we were sad to let her go. But this is a good way to remember her and all the happy times we had together. So again, I used the Pets stack. I traced the star onto the cardstock, cut it out, glued it on, paper file, keep saying paper file, nail file, to give the paper a perfect fit. Then trimmed it with some ribbon to give it a more finished look. Cut the photo out, glued it on, and used some bling. Now, actually, now that I think about it, before I put the bling on, and I did this with each of the ornaments, okay, all of the ornaments. Before I put the bling on, I applied a coat of Mod Podge just to preserve the photo and to keep it from just getting ruined from being handled or hung on the tree, because I am a big lover of animals, especially rescues. When we lost Darwin, we then rescued another dog, Braxton. And when we lost Shadow and then Willow, or Willow first and then Shadow, we rescued 2 other black kitties. And the 2 kitties do what all kittens do, or cats do, when they see a tree. They climb all over it. They knock ornaments down. So I was afraid that they would knock these ornaments off the tree and scratch them up. So I did apply a coat of Mod Podge just to keep them a little safe, and hopefully they'll last longer that way. But that's what the shine is, the coat of Mod Podge, and I applied it to the front and to the back. And here I gave my little girl her wings, and these actually are not, oops, are they? I think they are, yes, these are the Prima wings. These are wings. And she got a little paw right there. Okay, so I think the only thing that's left for me to do maybe is put their names in the back, their date of birth, and the date that they crossed the rainbow bridge, and then hang these on my tree. And I still have to make one more for my sweet shadow. So there you have it. I just wanted to share these. They mean the world to me. My babies mean the world to me. And I miss him. I miss them all dearly. But truly and honestly, I think these are going to go a long way to remind me less about the sad time when I lost my babies and more about the happy times we had together. Sorry, guys. I try not to get emotional about them, but it's really hard. So, whew. Okay. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And for all those who've lost their little babies, just think about all the happy times and all the happy memories. And I'm told it gets easier as time passes. I'm not there yet, but someday I'll look at these photos and not cry. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Anyway, again, thanks for watching, and I hope you visit again. Bye-bye.